You don't need a bunch of crazy tools to make a pretty sweet project. I'm going to start this one out running through some quick stock prep. This is typically how I do it. And naturally, after saying that you don't need a bunch of fancy tools, I'm going to show me using a bunch of power tools to do all the stock prep. Of course, it could all be done by hand if you want to. As I get ready to glue up these panels, it's tight here, little gap there, probably not perfectly straight, maybe round it over a little bit. Could clamp that out, but I'm going to plane that out, get it nice and straight with the plane first. After the glue ups are dry, I plane off all the machine marks. So first thing, to join the sides to the top, I'm going to mark out and cut a dado into the underside of the top. After doing one side, I use my square like this to mark out for the other side. These are stopped dados, they don't go all the way through, so I square off both ends with a chisel. There's going to be 3 tenons poking through the top for each side, so I mark that out on both sides of the top. Once I've got these marked out, I start chiseling to make the mortises, and I start on the inside with the dado going about halfway, then I'll flip it over and finish it from the other side. Once I've got the mortises knocked out, I clean up the walls with a chisel. Again, here I do halfway, starting on the inside or underside of the top, and then I flip it around and work from the other side. Next, I mark out and chop a crossrail mortise into both of the sides. I mark the baseline and then I cut off a notch onto both ends of the side. This is so that the side will fit into the dado on the top. Having a dado instead of just the mortise and tenons makes it really easy to line this up and mark out for the tenons. The tenons are set so they're going to extend about 1/8 of an inch above the top, which I'll plane flush later. But for now they're going to extend, so I bevel off the ends a little bit with the chisel so that I don't have to worry about anything splintering off. And after doing that, I'm going to draw some pencil lines and shape the side profile. I'm going for a little something like that, and then I will cut it out with the bow saw. Had a little bit of a hiccup right here with the big bump, so I take a gouge and peel that off. Then I do the final shaping and smoothing out with the spoke shave. Next, for the Crossrail tenon, I mark it right off of the inside distance between the dados. It's a stub tenon, it's only got a shoulder on one side, so I trim it down, check the fit, just trim it and check the fit until it fits nicely. Once the thickness is about right, I plane down the width so that it fits in all the way. Then I cut some kerfs in all of the tenons. I'm going to put some walnut splines in there for a little decorative touch. But before gluing up, I plane off all the faces for all the pencil marks and dents and dings and everything like that. The top, you can see, got some pretty rockin' scratches, and all these layout lines need to be cleaned off. Then I cut some splines. These splines are wide enough to fit into the 6 tenons going through the top. They're a little too wide for the Crossrail tenon, so I trimmed those down. If we can get to 1,000 likes in 24 hours, I'm changing the plans to free forever. Even if you don't want to make this project, help out the next guy who does. And to be honest, guys, I need your help. Then I just glue this sucker up. The splines are a little bit wider than my saw kerf, so then I just use a chisel to widen the top of the saw kerf a little bit. And once all the glue dries, I'm going to plane these flush. Went to trim off the Crossrail tenon and got some teeth marks on the side, so I had to clean that up too. All the top edges, actually all the edges, got a pretty medium heavy bevel. I think it looked pretty good. Slapped a little finish on there and called it a day. I'll see you guys on the next one.